I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Here we go. And 3 and 2. Wait, now?
Yeah.
3 and 2 and go.
The following is a presentation of Stewed Productions.
That'd be cool if we had like an animation for that.
You know what else would be cool?
An open. I've got it all in my head. I just have to lay it out. I've been out of town. It's not my fault.
For 2 years?
Yeah, since last year. That's 1 year, and this year's another year. So yeah, it's been
So
like most
2
of the
years.
year.
Okay.
It's been most of 2 years so far.
That makes sense.
Hey, welcome to Liquid Lunch, everybody. My name is Josh Stewart, your host, back in the saddle after not being in the saddle last week. And Kennedy, are my dogs whining?
Yeah.
Okay, Bosco's back.
Yeah, last week I did a really poor job of hosting.
No, I think it went well. You weren't hosting. We had guest hosts. Hosts.
I had a
guest hosts.
I had a lot of help who saved the show.
Yeah,
basically.
Well, speaking of saving the show, now
Yeah,
why is everything? I don't want all that over there. I want just Dave's face, his face.
It's fine. You can't.
I want real on my monitor back there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Dave Fougeron, Southern Star founder, the mastermind, the wizard. No, I don't know what's the official title.
Call me a wizard.
Okay, wizard.
Janitor is also on his official title.
It is.
Cool. He's here, and he's going to talk all about new beers and favorite beers and awesome beers. And I think, are there any other categories of beers that you're going to discuss today?
I don't know. That's all news to me.
Okay, cool. So that's what we're going to do. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Thursday. I'm so glad it's Thursday. I missed it last week, Kennedy. I missed it.
You did. You missed a great show.
Yeah, so speaking of the guy to my left, your screen right.
Hold on.
As I stretch,
Okay.
because I am a capable host. Ladies and gentlemen, the man with the hair, Kennedy.
Hey, how's it going?
You're gonna check
I'm
that
Kennedy.
$2 says some of this comes out his nose at some point. They didn't check the whole thing. It's incomplete. Nope. Oh, didn't even do it on the second one.
It did come off his nose, but it did dribble off his lip.
Yeah, but he didn't finish that.
That's pretty standard.
Even in two.
Yeah.
Even in 2 chugs, you couldn't get that whole beer down. What did you chug just there? Do you even know?
Yeah.
Just random things?
Just whatever you had in your refrigerator.
Okay, that's
The
a good.
Brazos Valley, good vibrations.
It's a
What's
shandy.
This one, the shandy. So it was an easy chug.
Okay. Oh, out there in Brenham.
Yeah.
A far
It wasn't like an 8% IPA.
Yeah,
It was an easy
a
one.
far drive from Conroe. I don't know how far it is. 45 minutes, an hour and a half?
An hour and a half, maybe hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy that's y'all are both considered Houston beers, Houston breweries, but yet there's so much space because Houston is big and awesome.
Really big and awesome. You're right.
Size does matter.
Yeah, don't let them tell you any different.
I spent most of last week and the beginning of this week in Washington, D.C. It's a compact city. You can take the metro everywhere, meaning the little train, and that's kind of cool. We don't do that in Houston.
No.
You just click your ticket and jump on and ride to wherever. And then I probably walked more this past week than I've walked in the last 3 or 4 years combined. We walked everywhere. So if I look like I've lost weight, I don't. I didn't. I drank a lot of beer and ate a lot of food, but I burned a lot of calories too. So anyway, Washington. Everybody should go visit. It's history and whatnot, and they have good beers. But better beers here in Houston. Woo!
I just got back from Chicago, and it was freaking miserable there.
Cold, rainy, awful.
Cold and snowy.
Nice.
Windy. I mean, it is the windy city, but they really drive it home when it's 4 degrees outside.
Yeah, it wasn't that cold in D.C. It was hovering around freezing every day, but not that. What were you doing up there?
Oh, just hanging. Talking to some other breweries, exploring, doing Chicago things, eating hot dogs.
Deep dish pizza.
Any Chicago
I passed on the deep dish.
Okay.
Any Chicago Southern Star collaborations coming up?
There is a Illinois Southern Star collaboration coming up.
Really? When are we privy to that information yet, or is that one of those stay tuned? Is that a tease?
It's tease. Yeah, it's tease.
Such a tease. I like it though. I like it. I love collaborations. What's your favorite thing about collaborations?
Just getting to see how other people do things, I think, and then using this one that we're doing is going to be interesting because we've never made one of this beer styles before. So we are going to take some expertise and figure. We messed around with some of we're doing a Goza, and we've been messing around with Gozas here, but it's going to be interesting to see what the other folks bring to the table. To see, which is a lot because this is a brewery that's very reputable especially in that regard. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I think just interacting with the other folks and getting their feedback, and I don't know, I just like it. I think that my favorite thing is just hanging out with the people.
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool thing because I mean, there's laws and all that stuff being what they are. There's limitations to. I don't know. I mean, if you're doing a collaboration with somebody from another state, it's not like they're bringing a bunch of jugs of water to like maybe they are. I don't know. Are they bringing like Illinois water?
No, this is going to be a strange collaboration because they're collaborating with us. They're making a different beer style. We're making essentially two collaborations. We're making the thing that we're making, collaborating with them, and then they're making another beer style entirely with us collaborating with them at their system. So flying up, we're doing a brewer exchange program too, which would be really cool.
Yeah. Okay. That's probably the best. Like the. Well, I hear. Mute your mic.
Yeah, I know.
What is that? What am I sounding so good on? Which feed is that? Is that on Facebook?
That was Facebook.
Okay. Right now live on Facebook, Twitter. Back to Twitter finally. Twitch maybe. I haven't checked that one. YouTube. And then our Mixler feed, so anybody just wanting to hear the audio, drive around. You can drive around and listen to the show, Dave.
Not right now. I'm not. Not in my car.
I'm saying one could. Could you? Actually, yes. We've done interviews with people driving around. Remember Kelly?
Yeah.
Meyer was down on the Mexican border.
Yeah.
On the run, I suppose. But yeah, we've had interviews from cars.
We have Jeffrey Stuffing.
Yeah, he was in the car.
Skilling. Oh, that's somebody else.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
How'd that hosting go again?
Not well.
Not great with names. This guy over here, Kennedy. Not great with the name pronunciation. It's the real struggle. It's a real struggle. Anyway, Dave, I would be remiss if we didn't jump right into one of the things we always talk about on the show. Kennedy, if you're ready for one of the things that we do on the show called Liquid Lunch, where we celebrate all that.
It's time for your favorite segment and mine, here on Liquid Lunch. This is...
What you drinking?
Good.
So, Dave, what in fact are you drinking?
I am drinking. See, there's not even a lid on it. I just pulled it right off the line.
Oh,
this
nice.
is Barley Coherent Brown Ale.
New.
That we did with Barley Coherent, the Homebrew Club, and let's pour it into my Black Masses glasses.
Nice. Look, that brown ale is brown.
Free advertisement for Brash on there.
All right.
Not that I really need any, but
so tell me about this particular brown ale. Is it what's the approach? What can we look forward to?
this is the brown ale that I brewed when I was in college all the time. This was my house beer in college, and I've been waiting for it to come back out. I guess I've had that control. I've been waiting for an opportunity to put it out on the market. We did a competition with Barley Coherent, the homebrew club here on the north side of Houston. They all brewed the same recipe, and then we judged all the entries, in kind of a BJCP kind of flight scenario, tier scenario. And the guy that won, Lane Johnson, won. He's actually here today out in the canning line watching this creation being made. So it's and then he's going to come back pretty soon and brew a batch of beer on our pilot system to be released on our in our Thursday experimental beer line thing that we do on Thursday.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So, as far as so they all brewed the same recipe, and it was just you're almost judging just technique, and so I hope whoever stayed tight to their fundamentals.
That's pretty much what it was. It was like who was. It's not really a competition for best brewer, but I don't know. We just thought it would be a lot of fun to say, hey, everybody. I was working with Gary, the president of Barley Coherent. We said it'd be a lot of fun for everybody to brew the same beer, just have a brew off and compare. And predictably, they were all different, as they will be. Different systems, different yeast pitches, different sourcing of hops, I would imagine. Although most of them probably got them at Ray's store up here. But it was a lot of fun. And they were all brown ales, and they were all they were all the same, I guess, base recipe. I think some people did tweak it a little bit.
Of course.
Yeah, homebrewers can't not fiddle with stuff.
Yeah.
I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah, you know what that's like, Josh?
I do know what that's like. Son, I was homebrewing before you even knew what beer was. All y'all smack talk. I got a thing. I got a plan in the works. I got a whole approach.
Dave, in case you didn't know, we've been ragging on Josh for about 2 years for not homebrewing.
Not 2 years.
It's been about 2 years for not homebrewing.
For a beer, maybe.
And one of these days, we're finally going to homebrew shame him. And
You ever made wine?
huh?
You ever made wine?
Have
you ever made cider?
See how he deflects?
No,
here?
I'm asking. Have you ever made wine?
Changes the subject.
Have you ever made wine?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever made cider? You ever made cider?
No.
You ever made mead?
Yes.
Yeah. He hasn't.
No.
You ever made coffee?
No.
You've never made coffee? Really? You've never brewed coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
You've never put coffee grounds in a coffee maker and turned it in water and turned it on?
I've probably done that. Sure.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I've done that.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Whatever.
Just sit over there and think.
Well, you've
about
got brewing books on your desk. I saw. What is speed brewing? Is that brewing on speed?
Oh, which one? This one?
Yeah. No.
The speed brewing?
Keep it towards you.
This
you.
one?
Second one.
This one. Oh. Yeah, no. This one it's a bunch of speed. It's like quick, short meads and
I think at
sodas
this point,
and all that kind of stuff.
At
Cider?
this point, these are props.
No, dude, I've read all these books. Get out of here.
All right, I'll quit. I'll quit with
Tasted a lot of beer. I see tasting beer on there too, so I know you've tasted a lot of beer.
Yeah.
You would taste a lot of beer.
Speaking of, I don't have one right now for me to taste. Let's do. What would you say? What
do you want?
I want something. One of those.
Since I really want to try the Wake of the Poseidon.
Should we go
Yeah.
Poseidon or Hatchet?
I want. Well, I haven't had the Poseidon.
Let's
yet,
do that.
So let's do this.
It's
one.
always what
Yeah,
Kennedy
yeah.
wants. It's always what Kennedy wants.
Thank you. I'm glad you realized this.
All right, I've had both of these. I had when did I have Poseidon? I had Poseidon on Tuesday. I needed when I got back from DC. Came in. That was the first beer I grabbed. It's delicious. New England IPA. What can you tell us about In the Wake of Poseidon?
Wasn't available out on the market, so that you're special for getting one of the cans. We only sold it at the tap room in package. We sold the draft was obviously out on market. I can tell you that it was cloudier than that when we packaged it. That's not filtered, but it looks kind of filtered. I mean, you swirl it around a little bit and put it in there. It's a little hazy, not buttermilk
No,
hazy.
just give me. Don't swirl that. Swirl the can around.
That's Euconaut and Mosaic in pretty much equal parts. Really nice little beer. I really liked that beer. That was one of those that we said, hey, we've got these hops. Let's just make this. We've got an empty tank. Let's kick one out. So
did you say Euconaut?
used to be Equinaut, but they changed it to Euconaut.
Is that a? I don't know. Why does that? Why would they do that?
Because you cannot call it Equinaut anymore.
That's exactly what it is.
That's.
Kennedy.
I'm going to go back to pushing buttons.
Chadford Pilbeam, who you can hear now in the last two episodes of Interbrews, 225, 226. You can hear him in all his glory. He wants to know, how does Barley Coherent pair with pickled bologna?
I would imagine very, very well, Chad. I'll have to try that when I get home.
I've never had pickled bologna.
Oh,
You're
you are
You're-
missing out big time.
I've had pickled eggs.
Pickled bologna sounds. Here's the deal. Pickled bologna sounds incredibly nasty. It looks incredibly nasty, and it smells kind of gross too. And it's just wonderful. So try, like, if you get it, go try this, and nobody will want to have it because like push it on them. Because they'll be like, hell no, I'm not eating that. That way you can keep all of your pickled bologna and nobody will steal it.
Okay.
Sounds like a strange strategy. It's worked so far for me.
Pro tip. How would you ever do like a pickled bologna inspired beer?
Probably not. Well, maybe after I get done working on my clambic.
Clambic? Ooh, or a goatsa. Like
A goat's like
a goat cheese. What else is there? I don't know.
Well, it's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah. Let me think about that. It'll come up. I don't know. All right, we'll come up with it. Yeah, goatsa. That needs to be one. Goat cheese flavored. Goes. I don't know. Goat.
Maybe made with some funky like pedio, where you get those barnyard flavors as a goatsa.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
Actually
it.
harvested from the back of a goat, like from his hair. Or her.
That'd be great.
I mean, they made beer, right?
Nobody drank beer.
I think goatsa pretty much sells itself.
I think you're right.
Let's see. Who's watching it? Hey, Matthew's watching. Hey, what's up? Jason Pitts. Hey, man.
Yep.
Hey, Pitts. Love you. Jeffrey's watching. Chadford's here. Hey, Rudy. What's up? Billy, what's up? Jules. Hey, Jules. How's it going?
You beat me to it.
Totally said hi to your girl.
There's a Matthew Harold who wants to know how the brew day went with Will Schilling.
Yeah.
That's actually going on today too. So right now we've got Lane and Will in the brewery. They're kind of wandering around back and forth since we're doing different things. But we are brewing the beer that won the Pro-Am competition in Operation Fermentation for the Cane Island Ailers. So Will was the guy that won that competition. He's here. It's a Munich style Dunkel lager. So he's here doing it, and it's going pretty smooth actually. They're probably about halfway through the beer.
So a Dunkel, a lager, right?
Yeah.
So is that? I mean, Dunkel just means dark, right? So dark lager, right? German.
Yeah, Munich Dunkel. So if you think of just your classic Munich, it's like a Munich brown, Munich brown lager. It's mostly it's mostly Munich 2. I'll nerd out on you a little bit. It's Fireman brand Munich 2 malt and I think Cara Munich 2. So simple malt bill, but it's all about letting the quality of the malt shine through. I think it's got some Hallertauer hops in it, just to middle fruit, just to kind of give it a little bit of balance.
Okay.
Should be nice and clean.
It
was a delicious beer when he made it.
What about, okay, so when I hear lagers and things like, obviously it's a little bit longer fermentation time, colder temperatures, that sort of thing, right? Than say like an ale.
It's not a speed beer.
Not a what?
Not a speed beer.
No, not a speed beer. Yeah, you have to take a bunch of meth before you brew it. Those are speed beer. That's the dirty little secret of the brew.
This is more like a barbiturate beer. It's slow.
Back in the day, there was a lot of decoction and double decoction mashes and things like that. It was historically because the grains weren't modified. It was hard to get everything out of them they wanted to get out. Is there any of that in the process at all? Or have we basically passed that? Is there still a need for that? Or
yes and no. If you're just looking to get sugar out of your malt, all the malt now is perfectly modified enough to where you're going to get everything out of it. This beer that we're making is not a decoction mash because that's not how he did it. So we're following his process. This is a true kind of pro-am. This is his recipe, his techniques, Will's, that is. So we're making it the way that Will made it. Having said that, I believe there are a lot of intangibles that you get from doing a decoction mash So for those of you that don't know, the decoction mash is essentially you take a bit of your grain bill and actually bring it to a boil and cook it for a bit, and then mix it back in with the mash, and then that raises the whole mash temperature up to get you to a new set of enzymatic activities. The temperatures where the enzymes are active. So you can do your dogs.
Yeah, I was gonna try to mute my mic before the dog fighting started.
Yeah, I had a question.
Michael Vick is on after you are, huh?
Yeah, who let those dogs out?
Yeah. So we actually do a single step decoction on our Oktoberfest, and I think that's why our Oktoberfest is so damn good. I guess there's something to it too, because St. Arnold started their Guten Tag does a decoction mash as well, and a pretty good beer too.
Yeah.
So I think that it adds a certain depth and complexity to a beer that you can't get by putting what I call like cheater malts in, which are melanoid malt. There's a malt that you can put in that kind of simulate that Maillard reaction that you get when you do decoction mash. Something happens when you brew it and you look at it, you'll see the malt go from kind of starchy and then it'll go like suddenly glassy. So there's chemical reactions happening in there. I've noticed too that you tend to get since you're walking through different steps and different enzymes, you get a lot better. I mean, you get more extraction actually still, but I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing at that point. But I find that you get better head retention and, like I said, that deep flavor.
Yeah.
I once did like just to see if it could be done. I knew it could be done, but just to do it. It was a Czechoslovakian old Pilsner decoction schedule, and it was nuts. I mean, it had 2 different pots boiling liquids and stuff, and it was like a 7-hour mash boiling and whatnot. And I put all this effort into it, and when the beer fermented and I drank it, it was so stripped out of it. I mean, I had taken everything out of it, and it just fermented down to nothing, and it was not very good. It just wasn't. It didn't taste like anything. I was pretty pissed.
So it's like law of diminishing returns, I guess.
I know. I think it was the malt was already so modified that I just eked everything out of it, and it was just it just didn't. There was no body. There was no nothing. It just did not. It wasn't. I mean, it didn't taste bad, but it didn't taste like anything really.
Yeah, there's something about when you get like it's almost like almost chewy like texture. Like just it tastes. Well, I don't know what the term, but something like an.
It definitely does something to the mouthfeel. I mean, and even like Pilsners, you can do decoction mashes on Pilsners. It's not all about the color or anything, but it gives that just really nice extra something to it. And you try to put it on paper, and I guess it doesn't make any sense. But if you do it, you'll. There's a difference. There's definitely a difference.
Yeah, it's good stuff. We are live on Twitch. Anybody that wants to go play Xbox or PlayStation and watch the show, I just verified. Sorry, it's a bit of a swerve. Can you reach over and get that Buried Hatchet Stout? Speaking of things that feel good in your mouth, and pour us up some of that.
Oh, are we talking about things that feel good in your mouth?
Are we?
I don't know.
Is that what you have? Something you want to talk about that feels good in your mouth?
Probably not on camera.
Okay. Just pour one of those beers. It's awkward. It got real awkward, Dave.
It's all right. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Hey, the Barley Coherent, as far as getting packaged, obviously we saw the can, and I'm assuming you're going to put lids on all the other ones other than the one you had.
Yeah, it's hard to sell them without those lids on.
So you can get to it easy enough.
You do.
But
the shelf sucks though.
When is that gonna be available in the greater? Well, is it gonna be everywhere your beers are sold, or is it a certain map that people?
It'll probably just be in Houston area and Austin area, I would imagine. There's you know what? Some of it's going down to the valley too. So there's going to be some down in South Texas.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know if it'll make it up to Dallas or not. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not real sure. Once I sell it to the distributor, they pretty much. We've got a battle plan, but once we sell it to the distributor, they pretty much stick it where we sell the most beer, which is Houston, Austin, and the Valley. So that should be. They're picking it up next Wednesday, which is the 29th. It'll be out in the marketplace by next Friday, and then the first week of February.
Awesome. Can I say that Buried Hatchet Stout is one of the best beers ever?
Yeah, you can. That's unappreciated.
I would 100% agree with you on this one.
Every time it's so good. It makes me do that Kennedy, like when Kennedy drinks a beer, certain beers hit him in like the vocal cords, I guess.
Yeah.
And he can't not go like this weird, awkward, like
It's an
like
involuntary reaction.
It's a thing
I can't help it.
like I feel like we should be dating for me to hear that tone come out of your mouth, but it's one of those beers though.
Yeah, not just like first or second dates. Like we're talking like like 3 or 4 months in.
Yeah, we're talking about meeting each other's parents and things like that,
Yeah.
which we have, so it's fine. But or I met your parents anyway.
Yeah.
Kept you away from my mom, but anyway, it's
Parents too. So
Probably a good thing.
but anyway, no, it's so good. It's on my Mount Rushmore beers.
that's awesome. I appreciate it.
I don't know if it's. I have to think about which president it is, but it's up there. All those presidents are great. I'm just saying. It's on my Mount Rushmore beer. That's 4. It's like the fours
you're thinking of a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, that's when I say Mount Rushmore beers, I'm thinking of Mount Rushmore. Astute observation there, Kennedy.
I'd say let's go with Roosevelt.
Yeah, I don't think that beer's as Roosevelt was. I don't know. That's kind of more populist.
Yeah,
For Roosevelt, I'd go with something more drinkable.
yeah, I
And if
agree.
you have 4 of those, like he had 4 terms, you'll fall over. Although they do come in a 4-pack.
Yes.
So maybe it is Roosevelt.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Wait,
Oh.
no, we're thinking of two different.
4 terms.
No, we're thinking of 2 different Roosevelts, though. Frank.
Oh yeah, we are, aren't we?
Oh, it's Teddy.
I know.
It's
Teddy
Teddy.
had 2 terms.
It's
This is
Teddy
what I
on
know
there.
about mountains.
I think Teddy had
Yeah.
2 terms. Weren't they separated? Didn't he like lose and come back or something?
Yeah, now I feel like an idiot. So yeah, maybe Teddy Roosevelt. I can see that. You know,
Welcome to my world.
No, Teddy is.
fair of a beer.
I agree though. Drinkable because Teddy was an adventurist. He would he'd hunt. He'd be boxed. All that kind of stuff. I don't know. Maybe Jefferson. I don't know.
Man, if I could be your Jefferson beer, that's where it's at right there.
Yeah. Washington had a porter recipe, but I feel like Washington would get whatever was that first beer that made me, I heard the angels sing and all that kind of stuff.
Washington had wooden teeth, and there is a tree on the logo.
And he did cut down a tree. He did
Yeah.
have a hatchet.
Yeah,
He did take a hatchet to a tree. That's true.
yeah.
When we were
Although,
walking,
I don't know. So the Washington beer to me would definitely be S&P because I think it's the first.
okay.
But I'm that kind of old school to where that's like the first hoppy beer I've ever had.
Yeah, I think everybody has their own Mount Rushmore, right? So when I think of the thing that got me into local Texas beer was St. Arnold's Texas Wheat, which doesn't even get made anymore. But it was like, I was trying to figure it out, and that was even before. I want to say that was before Bombshell even got canned, and Pine Belt was y'all's first canned beer, right?
Yeah, no, Texas Wheat. I made Texas Wheat when I was at St. Arnold.
Yeah, and there was something about that. I was like, it just made me like, I don't understand it, but I can never go back to these other beers over here. And so, anyway, I don't know. Maybe that's my Washington, but I don't know. I'd have to think about the others. I've got ideas, but I don't want to commit to anything.
So your former employee Heather just says hi. She jumped on.
Hi, Heather.
Hey, Heather, how are things? How's the baby?
Yeah,
She can respond if she wants to.
yeah.
I'm not waiting on her response.
So we have a couple questions. Michael wants. Oh boy, this is a long question.
Michael wants to know what?
Let's see. Thanks. I just.
Turn and talk into your mic when you ask the question. I know you have to read, but move it that way. Like,
Oh, you know what? I'm going to pass this up.
Towards your fat.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Sylvia wants to come out to Southern Star, and she thinks you guys need to make Echo and Conroe a year-round beer.
There's a thought.
Well, Sylvia, this year Echo and Conroe will be a 4.5 month beer. That's pretty close.
Yeah, that's a summer.
Echo and Conroe will be released on our anniversary party date, which is March the 7th.
Oh, cool. All right. So yeah, 4.5. That's like a Houston summer seasonal or early summer. I mean, seasonals are seasonals still as big a deal as they were, say, 5 years ago or 6, however many, handful of years ago.
I mean, for us, they're not, but we're constantly having to come out with new stuff. But they're still a pretty large part of our portfolio for sure. I like seasonal beers, and I think people still do. I just think there's so many different new beers coming out that it's kind of hard to focus on any one style anymore.
Yeah.
Or any one release anymore. But definitely, I mean, I look forward to our seasonal beers coming out. I'm really looking forward to Echo coming out. I love that beer. And then by the time Oktoberfest comes out again, I'm going to be really hankering for that because I love Oktoberfest is one of my favorite beers that we make. But then again, so is Echo. So it's all of our seasonal beers. Now we just have 3 seasonal beers this year. We kind of extended. We dropped Spring Pils. Just wasn't performing as well as we wanted it to. It was a wonderful beer, but for one reason or the other, it seemed like a lot of people dropped their pills, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, Kennedy does that probably once a week. When you have that many, though, to take in the morning.
I dropped my Oh.
Yeah, sometimes down the sink.
Yeah. I get it.
Because he's old.
I get it. It's an old joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So am I. So.
Yeah. They don't stop.
Not the first time I dropped my pills, but so we're just doing Echo, Oktoberfest, and Winter Warmer.
Okay. I mean, that's still. But you're extending them, right? So they're
Yeah, we're just extending them out to 4 months instead of 3, and I imagine the Echo will go a little bit longer.
Yeah. When is okay? So Echo's in. You said March.
Yeah, March.
Okay. Is that rodeo? When is the rodeo? Is that in March?
It's March.
Yeah, it starts in March.
So that'll cover. It'll cover rodeo and then Cinco de Mayo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do the math right? Taco.
Yep.
That's taco season.
That's taco season.
Yeah. So
Well,
good.
I mean, technically, every season's taco season.
Right, but that's prime taco season, right?
Yeah. Well, prime taco season.
Yeah.
There's never a time when it's not taco season.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that's prime taco
Think
season.
about a time of year when you're like, I don't really want a taco today.
No, I've never said that.
Yeah.
There's never a time where you say it. Nobody has ever uttered those words.
No.
Unless it's like I've already had 7.
that's
I don't want
ridiculous.
another taco now.
Even if you've had 7, you're like, well, I'm going to take that one home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to eat it actively right now or I will pass out or something along those lines. But nobody says I don't want. I don't think anybody's ever uttered those words. Like, I'm surprised you could even say them. I thought they were theoretically impossible to say. Yeah. Okay. But
I didn't see all of Michael's question, but I saw somebody else's question that said the Polish AF turned out great that did a decoction with some lady, and if she would bring it up here, hell yeah, I'm all into that. So
Polish,
never gonna say.
Polish
Yeah,
AF.
that was Tammy. Hi, Tammy.
Who did Polish AF? What is that? I feel like I'm out of
The Polish AF was a
There's a decoction
the
match.
Polish AF I did. So she
she did one.
She made a Polish beer.
Yeah.
Tammy is a fellow rogue brewer.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I knew that.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Sylvia? Sylvia.
She
hang on.
makes good beers. I like your beers, Tammy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Sylvia's saying Hecho needs to be. Is it Hecho or Echo?
Echo.
Echo.
In Spanish, let me give you a little Spanish lesson here.
Please do.
Yeah.
I showed
in
you my
Spanish-
DNA report. I need
in
this.
Spanish, the H is silent.
But in Conroe, people put an N in it for some reason. They call it Hencho.
Hencho.
I'm like, that is not how you
Hencho.
say that. But I'm not a grammar guy, so well, I am a grammar guy, but you're my customer, not my student. So here, have one.
Have 2 Henchos. There you go.
Hencho. Yeah.
Yeah, hit me up with those. That's wonderful.
Just tell him that was the brewer's name, Gary Hencho.
Great Hencho, the
Yeah.
4th.
I feel like AF should be a officially adopted term by the Brewers Association.
Yeah.
There should,
Yeah, it's like a super. It's like that one's like that, and then that one's AF.
yeah. There's Imperial, there's Double, there's even Triple, but we need AF somewhere in there
Yeah.
because there's a lot of AF beers now, and it's one of the, if done correctly, it's the best way to describe something,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, because it's like super serious.
yes, exactly.
AF.
Pinky out. This is I don't know.
So now I'm interested in Michael's question because I got part of it, and that seems like a technical rabbit hole nerd question for like a brewing question, which I love.
Yeah.
He said he.
All right. Let me read it. Thanks for the blonde. I just did.
He said the blonde.
Thanks for the blonde.
Yeah.
What was her name?
I just did. I was low on temp when I went into. I can't read today. Low on temp when I went into the mash, so pulled some of the liquid off, and brought it up to a boil, and then added it back in, which brought my temp up to where I was aiming, but no gain in it.
I don't know what he means by no gain in it.
Yeah.
That's actually we used to do that at the old place. That's called some people call it an Austrian decoction, where you draw some wort off, then boil it and put it back in. That'll work for sure. That'll get you up to your mash temperature for sure.
Yeah, obviously, if you're bringing someone
That
else.
was a question, a beer nerd question. So, and I'm one. So
I love it. I would like to do, if we ever do like a second or third day of the week show, like if we ever expand this show, I want to do like Super Nerd Day, like just all deep dive. You know, if you're not watching yourself, your eyes will get crossed because it's way over your head. That's the thing. Those are the conversations I like to listen to. People talking about stuff.
you'll have tens of listeners.
Hey, I've got that now. So you know what?
Oh yeah.
Boom. What's up?
Yeah, we got tens.
Yeah. Buried Hatchet, back to Buried Hatchet, one of the best. But the problem is, once you finish it, it's gone.
Well, there's another another one.
Okay.
But we also have other beers.
We do have other beers. I brought in some.
We have some Yankee beers.
Yeah. Well, sort of, kind of. Is DC considered Yankee?
Absolutely.
Is it? It's kind of on the line. Is Virginia? Because Virginia is that north or south? I think these are technically. Virginia
I think this.
To me, everything like north of Dallas is Yankee.
True.
I think the Civil War would have went a completely different direction if Washington D.C. was not Yankee.
No, I get.
I think Kennedy, you're right. You are good with astute observations today.
Yeah, some days I'm on, some days I'm not.
But these are Virginia beers, right?
But you got them in Washington D.C.
But they're made in Virginia.
Pissed off Virginia and call him a Yankee.
Our Virginian demographic just plummeted. All the Virginians that watch the Texas show.
Yeah.
We had the one guy. Now he's like balderdash, or whatever they say up there. I don't know.
He's like, fuck you guys, I'm out.
Wow, that got rough. Pick one. So interesting. I got to try a number of good DC beers. DC Brow. I don't know if people get to. DC's a really fun spot. This one they called it a New English IPA. They used all English hops and they spiced it. This is from Three Notched. Where is that from? Somewhere in Virginia, right? I should have looked that up. It says on there somewhere.
It's somewhere that's. Let me see. It's not in Texas.
No, anyway. Good beers, especially after you've been walking all day. This one, we did have one cold, rainy day after we went to the Smithsonian Space and Airspace and whatever, blah, 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 the space one. This was a good one after that because it was rainy, cold, snow. They have this stuff called snow up there.
Oh, did you get to see the Spirit of St. Louis?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you go to the one that had multiple levels, or did you go to the giant hangar one? Because there's two of them actually.
Multiple levels. This was there's multiple Smithsonian.
Right there on the Smithsonian, like with all the rest of the Smithsonian stuff.
Correct.
Yeah, they're both really cool.
Yeah, it is. It is really cool, and they have like a life-size replica of the Hubble Space Telescope and the rockets and things like that. And being down, I had to turn around and be like, "Hey, live in Houston, right by NASA. This stuff, we're all about space. Hey, excuse me, yes." And most of the people were like, "I don't speak English. What are you talking about?" But anyway, yeah, it's super cool. I also went to the Smithsonian American History Museum, and they have a Priscilla from St. Arnold actually clued me in on this. But they had a beer, like an American craft beer display or whatever they call it.
This is interesting.
Yeah, I like it. It might be different after that buried hatchet, but anyway, so they spiced it with what's on there? It's like almost like Christmassy type
Ginger, nutmeg, and allspice.
Yeah,
In
and a whole bunch of
in a New England IPA.
New English.
New English IPA.
Yeah, but with all English hops or European hops.
This is good. I like it.
It is
man.
good.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, there you go. I have another one in there, Dave. If we want to meet up. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know if you're seeking.
Right now, this is all the beer that I've got left.
Well, you're not far from more beer.
Yeah, I know, but it'd be rude to get up in the middle of a video podcast to go grab another beer. So
It's actually the highest form of compliment you can put on a on this show. Is
okay, cool. I might do that then.
getting more beer. We have different cameras and different angles and stuff, and we can talk about nonsense all the time. Sorry, I've
Yes,
been
we can talk about
slightly
nonsense.
distracted. I'm trying to share this on my LinkedIn page. If anybody wants to connect on LinkedIn, let me know.
Oh,
I share
so going back to
business
AF.
savvy stuff.
Going back to AF. Mm-hmm. Thanks Sylvia for this, but there's ridiculous AF, tasty AF,
Yes.
Raspberry AF.
yep, and woke AF.
What's woke AF?
It's
Oh, I'm woke AF.
it's a
Um,
coffee imperial.
From is that
oh,
from
I kind of woke. Yeah.
Yeah,
is that from Saloon Door as well?
I don't know. Sylvia, is that
Sylvia, who's it from? Because tasty and ridiculous, both from Saloon Door.
Yeah.
Those are both. Have you had those, Dave?
I haven't. Oh, yeah, I've had the Tasty AF. That's the one with the peanut butter, right? The peanut butter.
Yeah, peanut butter. It's like liquid peanut
Yeah.
butter cups. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous. It's like
tasty AF. Oh man, that beer.
yeah. It's
Oof.
like I don't even know how this happens.
Yeah.
Somebody, I was going to drink a beer, and a fairy came along and plopped a Reese's peanut butter cup in my mouth.
Yeah, talking about wonderful things to put in your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got it. I love St. Arnold's Raspberry AF too. That's just
Oh, yeah.
I love.
Speaking of chocolate, that one's great with chocolate. Valentine's coming up in just another, I don't know, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, whatever. You pair the raspberry with a little dark chocolate. It is. Mwah.
Something else is coming up for Valentine's Day and actually out in a couple of weeks too. Strawberry Blonde.
Great.
Coming back at you.
That's that's like a spring day in a glass.
Yep, Saloon Door definitely. Woke AF is a Russian Imperial with coffee.
Okay. Got to put that on the list. That your strawberry, the strawberry blonde, it's Bombshell with strawberry. I think that may be the beer to take when you go to do your Bluebonnet pictures.
Yeah, no, it did definitely.
The official beer of Bluebonnet pictures.
Did you see my Bluebonnet picture from last year?
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, your pictures.
I did something in Josh's voice makes me think that I probably shouldn't have either.
I was assaulted by one of Kennedy's pictures last night. He's like, "I'm gonna use this on the show," and it was him on in the cold room or something at the brewery with his.
You're not supposed to tell him this.
Oh, does he not know? Is this like the time he stole all the beers?
What? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the time we went to Southern Star and you
just
took a
won't
pallet
let-
of beers.
You just won't let this die, will you? You won't leave this alone.
We must never forget the time that you stole all the beers. Anyway,
I had a moment of weakness,
had a moment of thievery.
and let's
Shenanigans.
move on.
And we've heard this story before. Let's move on.
Yeah, this is old. This is old news. No one wants to hear this.
Every year we hear the night before Christmas.
This is not on the same par as Night Before Christmas.
Nightmares, correct.
Yeah.
Anyway, stole those things and then had to return them.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And I didn't even notice. That's the funniest part. It was like, what?
When the tear down his cheek, you had a tear, right? Tell me you had a tear.
I had a tear.
So funny.
Yeah.
We had one time that somebody stole one of our bar stools. And they came back. I mean, we didn't even notice it was gone. This car pulls up on a Monday morning, and the guy gets out. He goes, "I'm really ashamed we stole this. I'd like to return it to you." I'm like, "What?" The guy drove off. I was like, "Thanks."
I think I can identify with that guy.
Listen, there's a psychology to this. So we remember there's times when people do ridiculous, stupid, destructive
All right.
type things at a brewery, right? This is not you. When I say, just because I said ridiculous, stupid, Kennedy, doesn't mean I'm about to attack you.
You mean like AF?
No, I'm talking about when people, like vandalism or something like that, you have a character flaw when that happens. But when somebody walks away with a little piece of the brewery, like a chair, that, like, in your right mind, you would, but you're so caught up in how delicious the beer is. And then you had 3 or 4, 7, or whatever it was.
You know, it made me remember this forever. This stool.
Yes. The conversation we had while I was sitting on this stool drinking these beers, I'm taking the beers with me inside of me, and I'm going to take this stool to sit on it later. And then you realize, okay, that was a bit silly, and so whoever, they brought that back. No harm, no foul.
So,
right? That's actually pretty funny.
Since you,
I could almost just relive it. It's like the guy woke up and looked over and went, "Where the fuck did that stool?" Oh,
yeah. So since you
get that shame montage flashback in your brain. You're like,
Yep.
"Oh man."
all right. Since you started this, Josh,
Uh-huh.
Jeffrey is asking he says, I don't know what happened, but he needs a refresh.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah. So,
All right, Jeffrey. So we
here
were
you go.
doing a round.
Here you
We were
go.
doing a Conroe roundtable. You can go back and listen to the episode. It was Interbrews episode 100 and something. Just listen to like 100 through 200, and you'll find it. Just download them all. And anyway, it was B52 and Copperhead and Southern Star, and we were all up there enjoying delicious beers, and we were conversating and talking about Conroe and how awesome Conroe is, and how the beer scene in Conroe is fantastic, and everybody should visit Conroe and go visit all the breweries.
Can we get the Cliff Notes version of this?
Anyway, so after a fun-filled day of camaraderie and all types of things, the crew at B52 gifted some very special beers to Dave. And I don't know if you heard that conversation or not, Kennedy. They're like, Dave, here's some beers from you. Thank
Look,
you so much for all you've done.
I realize I know all this.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm just making sure Jeffrey knows.
Yeah.
And Dave was like, thank you so much. That's great. That means a lot. And then, hugged it out. And then they went about their business, because normally people don't run into the brewery and steal pallets full of beer gifted to them from other brewers. And we were cleaning up our stuff. I was about to run out, and I ran out to go to work to be responsible. And then Kennedy, I guess at some point, looks around and, hey, here's a box of beer that I don't know where it came from or who's it for, but must be for me. So he grabbed it and ran and put it in his car and drove home. And then he's like, hey, guys, check it out. He put it all out on his cabinet or on his counter and took a picture of it and sent it to us. And we're like, where'd you get that? It's like, it was just there. I'm like, did Dave give it to you? No, it was just there. Why do you have it? And then silence, like radio silence on all his messages and phone calls, nothing like that.
I passed out at that point.
And then the next day he's like, what should I do? I'm like, you should return that now. That was not for you. And so he had to.
Look what I got.
Yeah, it was probably like full cases of beer.
At least.
And when you're carrying
it
that,
was a lot.
This was
was
probably
a
like
lot.
50 pounds
No.
in your arms of beer.
I can't. Do you think these arms can carry 50 pounds of beer?
No, but
It's beer, yeah.
yeah, but that's true. Whatever the motivation is, your shame propelled you forward, and so you went back to the brewery and dropped it on Dave's desk and said, "Here, I'm so sorry," and bowed and scraped and left in your shame, and we laughed.
Yes.
Hilarious.
And you won't let this story die.
Never.
I think every time we talk to you, Dave, he's going to bring this up.
Probably so.
It would be.
Next time you're here, steal more beer.
Very,
Just lean in.
I knew we should have done the show there at the brewery.
Yeah. The problem is when we do the show at the brewery, it's usually on days I don't have to work. So I'm there for
2.5 hours.
Yeah,
3 hours.
2 or 3 hours after the show with an open bar.
Okay. I just want to say that is the highest. When we do interbrews at the brewery, or when we do these liquid lunches at the brewery, Dave, it is one of those days a lot of times after the show, I go to work. Most days I go to work until midnight. Days we come to the brewery, I cancel all those plans. I take a vacation day. I do whatever I have to do.
Yes. Calling sick.
Whatever.
I love drinking with you guys. It's fun.
It is fun. It's so much fun. And everybody else should go out to Southern Star right now.
Yes.
Maybe not right now.
Do not
but
go out to Southern Star, but do not steal anything. Don't
Just-
do that.
well, you could
be
steal it
that
as long
guy.
as you put money on the counter.
Don't be
Hey,
that guy. Then you're not
Yes.
stealing.
Wait for 3 hours, then you can come out and have as many beers as you want.
yeah. What time do y'all open today?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. There you go. And I think the weather. What's the weather like today? It was rainy yesterday.
Oh,
It's kind of gray and gross outside. It was supposed to be sunny, but it's not raining. It's
Okay.
one of those days where you can't figure out if it's cold or not.
Yeah.
so it's
I'm
always,
like wearing shorts and a hoodie, and that's a little bit too much.
it's always a fun time at Southern Star Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, on the screen right now, you can see the hours, their tap room hours.
Hey, way to go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I should have looked up.
I'm all over this.
You are. Good job today.
For once.
They're closed Monday through Wednesday, but today's Thursday.
Yeah.
So you can always go out there. Thursday and Friday, 4 to 10. Saturday, 12 to 12. That's a 12-hour, 12 to 12 there. And then on Sundays, right after church, 12 to 8. Go fellowship at Southern Star. Boom. Yep.
Good place to fellowship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Try not to make bad decisions
Or
make bad decisions.
make bad decisions, but just return the beer or the bench.
Yeah. Return anything you steal.
Try not to make bad decisions. Return things that are mine or that are mine, right?
All right, so Barley Coherent coming out in market soon. What else should we be? Any taproom only stuff, or any events, or anything like that we need to?
I believe you guys have a tonight. Is it tonight? You're having the Barley Coherent release party?
No, that is on Saturday.
Saturday. Sorry. Yeah.
No, that's all right. Tonight is experimental beer night, which almost every Thursday is. I'm not 100% sure what we're putting on tonight, but I know we've got beers. So tonight there's that. Saturday is the Barley Coherent release, and we're having a 90s theme party. So that's kind of fun. And the guys from Barley Coherent are coming out and doing a brew-in, so they're going to be out, making beers and whatnot. Sunday, man, I'm excited about Sunday. Sunday heralds in crawfish season here at the brewery, so we've got crawfish coming back. So that's where it's at. As far as new beers coming out, I mean, we've got the Barley Coherent and then our experimental stuff. We don't have anything else slated to come out. Strawberry Blonde is going to be out, I think, even next weekend. And then February, we'll plow through February and get to Echo and Conroe again and go from there. March should be mid-March should be the Operation Fermentation that we're making today. We've got all kinds of stuff going on, and then the elusive collaboration is going to come out in July, and I can go ahead and release it. We're doing a collab. In case you haven't figured it out, we're doing a collaboration with Distill, and I'm really, really excited about it.
Yeah, that is exciting. Crawfish season. So okay, crawfish tacos.
You can have them. I'm not going to judge you.
Yeah, I'd do that.
I mean, what can't you put in a taco?
There's nothing.
I mean, seriously.
I don't know. Anything.
A burrito, that'd be weird. That's just like double the tortillas.
You mean it would be a double-decker taco?
Well, you do that. I mean, that's another taco, which you know what? The double-decker taco was a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
It really was. They need to bring that back.
Yeah, if you can't decide between crunchy or soft,
So
go with both.
Both.
I'd like to say something about the double-decker taco.
Please do. Get it off your chest.
Thank you. I really want to get this off my chest. It was my idea.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
So way
claim.
back when burritos were 69 cents and tacos were 59 cents at Taco Bell.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to grab.
$6.79 known collectively as, right?
Yeah. I used to take the 59-cent taco and the 69-cent burrito and put the taco inside the burrito. And I said, man, this is a great idea. And then, lo and behold, the double-decker taco.
Yeah. Okay.
It's my idea.
It's like the.
I got no royalties off of that.
And the Crunch Wrap Supreme is like you just put your nachos inside of a Supreme burrito and wrap it up and eat it.
Yeah, it's like the Taco Bell version of the Turducken.
I mean, I'm not going to take that away from you, but that's pretty much Taco Bell's shtick is just to take their 6 ingredients and do different things with them. So,
And then stay open late so that.
stay open real late, and the higher you get, the less you care what they put inside of.
You know what it is? That's probably the more. Thank you, Jose. Sorry, I can't even comment on what he just said. But I think the Taco Bell approach is better because they name each thing something different. KFC, which sometimes you see the Taco Bell KFC like mashup places, they just throw it all in a bucket.
Yeah, they're all owned by Pepsi.
And so it's like, here's a bucket for you to strap to your face and eat. We just mixed it all together. Yeah.
That's
You know what I wish they do too? I wish that they would let you combine stuff. Like I wish they would let you get like a chicken strip burrito. You know,
Yeah.
like the KFC. You know, because there was one that what was it? It was Long John Silver's and something else, or Long John Silver, because they're all the same company too.
Yeah.
It's like, why can't I? It was like Long John Silver's and Pizza Hut. It's like, why can't I get all the crunchy bits that are on the bottom of the basket at Long John Silver's and make a pizza out of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, late at night, the higher you get.
Well, it's like the old
true.
SNL commercial where they took the taco and put it inside a burrito inside of a pizza. They wrapped the pizza around it, and then they dunked the whole thing in chili and put it in an edible bag. Then they deep fried the whole thing. I don't know.
I would eat that.
That would too.
I mean, awesome.
Okay. Finally sold. Okay, just shared this on LinkedIn, or not LinkedIn, but Reddit. Big on Reddit. Did you share it on Reddit today? Reddit beer community. I think more people need.
But
to
I
join
have
that.
been sharing our stuff on Reddit.
I saw that.
Yeah.
So maybe some clips from this show will show
What?
up somewhere.
What's your favorite subreddit?
Houston beer
No.
or Texas beer
Okay.
or one of those. Anything about beer.
What's yours?
Yeah, Kennedy.
I like the one where I forget the name of it, but it's like the bad drivers.
Yeah.
Where people are like running intersections all the time and getting in wrecks and stuff.
Yeah.
That's good. Or another one is what could go wrong. Check that one out.
My favorite Twitter feed is
what could go wrong.
hold my beer
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then ...
I love public freakouts.
Oh, that one's great. Yeah. Public
Freakouts.
freakouts is great.
Fantastic.
Oh.
Confused boners is pretty good too, but I don't think you can talk about it.
That's Liquid Lunch
Hold
After
on.
Dark.
Whoa. I didn't know that one existed.
Yeah.
Confused boners?
Yeah.
You are Kennedy.
I know what I'm
You are
gonna,
one big confused boner.
I know what I'm going to look up after this.
It's just like, yeah. I mean, it'll make your inner 12-year-old laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like potatoes that look like butts and stuff.
I feel like my inner 12-year-old and my outer 39-year-old are...
They're pretty much the same person. I mean, for me too. I know.
Yeah, my inner 12-year-old.
Like you do realize that I'm really 12 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get much past that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm looking at the clock, and we kind of have to move this. We got to kind of wrap.
Is it time?
Yeah. So
You and your damn work schedule.
I know,
It's
right?
very inconvenient for the show.
it really is. I need to just go full time with Liquid Lunch.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, make this happen.
It's a good, I mean, everybody contribute to your Patreon. There you go.
I do have the Interbrews Patreon, so yeah, maybe we just set up a LinkedIn or I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Just send your money to P.O. Box. Josh needs whatever.
Just
JoshComedy.com.
contact me personally, give me your credit card information, and that's really all you need to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dave, we'll wrap there on the on this particular episode of Liquid Lunch based on this these time constraints that just make you want to shake your fist at the clock.
It wasn't my subreddit.
No. I got to go check that out. Actually.
No.
Yes, it was your subreddit. I just got to go look at it now.
So that's what it is. It's like, okay, we got to get out of here. I'll see you later, guys.
All right. Well, Dave, thank you so much. Everybody check out Barley Coherent, available soon in a store near you if you're in the Houston and Austin and South Texas area. And if not, come down here and visit us anyway. You need to. You owe it to yourself. But a delicious brown ale. Brown ale may be one of the best food pairing styles anyway. So you need a good...
Brown ale and pecan pie.
It says it on there. So fucking good.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So...
Hey, can I plug my podcast?
Yeah. Oh, please.
Absolutely.
Podcast here at Southern Star Brewing Company. It's SSPC, so Southern Star Podcast at Southern Star Brewing Company. SSPC at SSBC. It is I think we've got a YouTube channel, but it's on Spotify and Stitcher, and we're working on some more things. But you can find it in those locations for now.
Yeah.
And I think iTunes as well. So so it's pretty much a podcast that we put together to kind of get to know us at the brewery. And what we do, we talk about beer styles. We talk about all different kinds of things. So check us out.
Yes.
If you would.
It's a great one. I've subscribed. You should too, Kennedy. Dave, you probably already subscribed to your own podcast. That's cool.
Actually, I don't, which is weird.
It's a good one. It's fun. They're usually around the 25, 30-minute mark.
The last night was 48 minutes, so we're kind of growing a little bit because we were talking to Gary and talking homebrew and stuff. So it was really cool. I enjoyed myself last night.
I'm super excited that you're doing it. I've been saying you should do it for a while. You're great every time you're on this and Interbrews, and every time I hear you on, whether it's What's on Tap or wherever you're good. So, to get to know you and to get to know Southern Star, is to love you. So, keep it up.
Well, thanks, man. I will.
All right, everybody, visit Conroe, visit Southern Star, and go buy all those beers. I mean, I don't have to. Do I need to hype up Buried Hatchet or Bombshell Blonde? Or?
We'll say go buy, if you haven't had Oktoberist, go buy that because it's going to be gone real soon.
Okay.
We didn't have very much of it, and it's only in isolated pockets right now, and that beer is really good.
Yeah, and you can tuck that one back until it's your spirit is primed.
We can't. Although it's completely ready to drink right now, we aged it in the tank like 4 months. It was ridiculous.
Oh. Yes. So if you see it, scoop it up. Yeah. Scoop it up. So, yeah. All right. Cool. And taco season right around the corner. And crawfish.
Yeah. Taco season all the time.
And I will say this. Go out to Southern Star Brewing. Make sure you're there on a Saturday when they do the tours. Those tours are really fun.
Yeah, they are.
I last time I went, I had a really good time, and I took some pictures that I showed Josh, but I don't want to share with anybody else.
No, I would say so. If Jordan's giving the tours, they're generally really, really fun.
Yeah, I think that's I think
Yeah.
that's a good. Yeah,
Cool.
They are fun.
All right, Dave. Well, we'll let you get back to it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. I learned how to use Skype in the nick of time.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. So next time you'll be ready to go.
No, I won't. I'll forget it all.
All right. Well, we'll see you back here on the show soon, I hope. Because we got...
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right, everybody, Dave Fougeron, Southern Star Brewing Company. Toodaloo, sir. Toodaloo.
Thanks, Dave.
All right.
There we go. Boom.
Cool.
That's Dave. Hey, we don't have much
Dave.
time.
That was Dave. That was cool.
I hate to cut him off. Jose, thanks for listening, buddy. We need to talk about the future a little bit here.
Oh?
Yeah. Not way deep into the future and not way, way, way deep into the future.
Yeah.
But we need to talk about what's coming up in the beer future.
Yeah.
In the beer future. In the great state of Texas, we have so many good beers coming out, so many good breweries now. Liquid Lunch, we're trying to cover the entire spectrum of our Texas beer scene here.
Yeah. So before we go any further, and I'm gonna totally edit this part out.
Cool.
When we edit, but I do have the graphics for all these beers, but I don't currently have them.
No, it's cool. So check out YouTube.
I will edit these in later.
Yeah, and if you've already tuned out and you came back, just go subscribe on YouTube and then share it around because people are wanting to know what's coming out. So are we starting with the order that you sent them to me?
Yeah, they're in alphabetical. That's cool.
All right, well, let's do that.
Yeah.
So from our friends at Fourth Tap, boom, 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 they brought you the Kung Fu Robot, ladies and gentlemen. Boom, Kung Fu Robot, Double Dragon, DDH,
Double
IPA.
Dragon. Yep. This is their fourth. I guess they do a lot of the Double Dragons here.
Yep.
And this is their fourth.
This is the fourth.
Yeah.
Let me pull up the information because you sent me this information and then I messaged them and said, hey, man, what else you guys got coming out? So they have 2 beers actually on the list, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I should leave that up while I look at it. So they have this one in the Supernaut Peanut Butter and Jelly Stout.
Yeah, their Super Nut series, they do a lot of these.
Yeah, so let's talk DDH version 4, right? This is their 4th in their series. They utilize Norwegian Quebec yeast. Like we talked about Quebec, they ferment at a higher temperature.
Yep.
And let's see. Dry hops, they loved what they did in version 3, and if you got to try that, so they wanted to keep going with it. El Dorado, Idaho 7 hops, and they're really loving the Idaho 7. So just really any excuse they have. And it's scheduled for packaging on the 20th of February.
Yeah.
And so you can find that one out and about. So if you love Fourth Tap and Kung Fu Robot, the double dry hopped, who doesn't love big hoppy beers? Peanut butter, we talked about that earlier in beers, right? PB&J would be great. Their Super Not Imperial Stout series. They actually used they actually used peanut butter for the PB.
Yeah.
And they used real blackberry for the J, for the jelly.
Wow.
I hope you're ready for this jelly. And they ran a couple pilots to get the balance right, and then they nailed it. That one also scheduled for February
I don't think
20th.
you're ready
For that jelly?
to rock this jelly.
Dude, I'll be ready by February 20th because that is when Fourth Tap's beers are coming out, packaged and ready for you to take home, love, and enjoy.
Yep.
What was the next one?
From Eighth Wonder.
Yes.
Eighth Wonder looks like is joining the super light beers.
Yeah, so dry January. I mean, dryish, better than dry, right?
Yeah.
This one, 4.3%, only 110 calories.
Yes.
So,
hyper lights, super lights, whatever you want to call them now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
This ought to be interesting.
Yes, and that, you know what? When you're doing a show in the middle of the day and then you got to go to work,
Yeah.
sometimes it's really great to have a super light, low ABV beer to enjoy, or out fishing or whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. For those with the active lifestyle, check out Eighth Wonder's Tex beer, coming soon. Moving right along, our friends up in Austin, Blue Owl.
Who?
Blue Owl.
Who?
Blue Owl. 1, 2, 3. Lime Tastico. This one sounds fantastic. If you've tried anything from Blue Owl, if you're into sours, normally they do mostly kettle sours.
Yeah.
Some of their, like the, what was the Arnold Palmer, the one with the tea and the lemon? That one was
Yeah.
so refreshing. and good.
Definitely sour beer fans, and there's not a whole lot of them. I'm definitely one of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Blue Owl is definitely the way to go.
Well, this one, Lime Tastico. Speaking of taco season.
Yeah.
Sour Mexican lager, and this one is with lime and salt. Comes in at 4.5%. So let me pull up a little information. I talked to those guys too, and super excited. That sounds just super refreshing.
They gave you a little blurb about that.
They did give me.
Yeah. So yeah, those I've got a lot of friends or a lot of acquaintances, I'll say, that are big fans of like the Coronas and the limes and stuff.
Yeah.
Or the Dos Equis's.
Listen,
So this is probably a good alternative.
Yeah, if you're trying to go craft, trying to go local, trying to go even better, they nail the marketing. Let's give credit where credit is due. But listen to this: Blue Owl Brewing excited to announce its new seasonal Lime Tastico. Anyway, sour Mexican lager with lime and sea salt. As those Austin days approach, hopefully it's available outside of Austin. But I'll travel up to Austin for this one. The annual search for a perfect beach and or patio beer. And when you think beach beer, a little salt mixes in with that sea breeze. There's something to that.
What if you're on the beach what if you're at the lake?
It'd still go well.
Yeah.
It's still fine. The salt from your sweat. Easy drinking sour lager. Lime Tastico is here. So relax with a sip in the shade of spring's patio, or cool you down with a swig on the hot summer beach. Man, it really does sound good. Kind of want some right now.
Yeah, you say that so sexy.
Yeah, just rolled right off the tongue. Moving right along, Deep Ellum DTX Golden Ale, 4%. There you go. Another one of those low ABV, middle of the day.
Yeah.
Look, good beers. Yeah. There you go. 9-band citrus 2-step wheat ale with grapefruit and lime. We have a little info on that one. I got to pull that one up. Brent sent me this one.
Yeah. 9-band's been coming out with a lot of good beers lately. Yeah, they had a few. They had a couple weeks ago. They had, I forget what. Oh, the White Rhino.
Yeah.
So yeah, 9-band putting out good stuff.
So this is not the only one. Hold on, I got. Let's see. We got 9-band 2-step wheat ale, grapefruit and lime. Again, 5.4%. Moving right along. Here we go. Texas Ale Project.
Yep.
Tapwater, wild berry craft hard seltzer. Hard seltzers are all the rage.
They are the rage.
You know why they're all the rage? because some of them, they're delicious, easy drinking, refreshing. So if you're looking for an alternative to beer, maybe you've had, all the beers, and now you're like, you know what? I just need a break from all the beers.
Yeah.
Hard seltzer. There's some great hard seltzers out there.
I kind of want to shit on these hard seltzers.
Yeah.
Like, it's not beer. It's not beer.
It's not beer.
But
It's hard seltzer.
I've had a few. Mm-hmm. They're enjoyable.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I don't know. I hate to admit it.
no, look.
That they are enjoyable. You do not taste alcohol.
Our guy, Caleb, my guy Caleb down at Backfish.
Yeah.
If you get down to Pearland, that's one you need to go in and try
Are they
some.
doing hard seltzers?
He has nailed it.
Oh.
Clean, refresh.
Wow.
But it sounds like Brent and the guys from Texas Ale Project have nailed it as well. So Tap Water. Look at Tap Water. It is the first independent craft beer seltzer to hit the market in the DFW area.
Yeah.
So DF Dub, here you go. Texas Ale Project, 2 flavors actually. They're wild berry, and then they'll also have mojito lime. So they're both 5.4%, 110 calories, 0 grams of sugar, so dry.
Yeah.
That's great. Where was I at? 0 grams of sugar. Yeah. It'll be available in 6-packs and variety 12-pack.
Yeah.
With both, 6 of each. So, I can't decide. Yeah. You don't have to. Get a 12-pack of both. Let's see. Tap Water is releasing in package in February at Whole Foods, Total Wine, Specs, all those places that you go to get your delicious craft beers.
Yes.
And naturally flavored with a splash of fruit.
So if you're dead set on the splashing. You're dead set on the hard seltzer. Get by Texas. The White Claws,
Yeah.
claws out. No,
stay Texas, bro.
You can say Texas.
Yeah. Yeehaw.
Yeah.
Yeehaw. All right. And then finally on our label approval list, Wild Acre Rec Room Double Dry Hopped IPA.
Oh,
this one,
this label is pretty awesome.
7.6.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
7.6%. Just, what's not to love about
We started with double dry hops and we ended with double dry hops.
Yeah. What's not to love? Yeah. What's not to love? And that's a good place to wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, the Thursdays are my favorite days. It's one of those days that just goes by so fast.
Oh, you forgot the outro.
That's fine.
That's okay.
Can't you just?
This is all part of it.
Yeah. The audio is going to be a little interesting with the music, but hey, what are you going to do?
It works.
Check us out every Thursday, and then look for our in the beer future. In the beer future. Ooh, look at that.
Oh,
don't stay in black.
Oops. Black on air.
Excellent graphics there, Kennedy.
Yeah.
But anyway, everybody, thanks for listening today. Sylvia, Rudy, Chad, Jeff. Who else did we see today?
I don't know, but we lost as soon as Dave left, we lost everyone.
That makes sense. But this will be all over the place. So if you're seeing this clip or the clips that we shared before and you're not hearing this, I guess this doesn't matter. But share. And thank you all for listening and be a part. Love Thursdays.
Yeah, sharing.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back in the saddle. It's going to be a fun year this year. We're going to have so many good beers. You going to take all these other beers with you?
Are you offering these beers to me?
Yeah, these are for you. From
And
Virginia.
you're asking me if I'm going to take them with me?
Of course you are. I
Let me
shouldn't
ask-
even have asked. You're going to take them anyway.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is the frog's ass watertight?
I don't know.
Does a one-legged duck swim in circles?
Probably. And I don't know where bears poop either, but we'll just assume you're going to take these beers with you. So everybody, thank you so much. I'm going to have to rush out. Look at this, man.
Oh, man, you do. You do.
We need the guys from Bowling Suit to play faster. But I'll be fine. Anyway, anything else you want to mention before we wrap?
No. Oh, yeah, next week. Little tease for next week.
Yeah?
Tusculum Brewing.
You got to work on pronunciations, man.
Do you know how to pronounce that?
Yep.
Tusculum? What is it? What? Okay. No. Yeah. Good non-answer. Next week, live, Bernie, Texas will be joining us.
Boom.
It's going to be awesome.
That is awesome. I can't wait. We've got a lot of really great guests lined up.
Yes,
And,
we do. We've got good stuff for 2020, and I am super excited about it.
Yeah, so spread the word. Tell your neighbors. Tell your friends. Texas beer is the best. I've been out. I've been about. I've seen the wilderness.
Yeah.
This here. This is hope. This is the light. This is Texas. So come here, drink the beers, and tell everybody about them. Buy a beer for somebody else.
Yeah.
Share, enjoy, and spread the love. because Texas beer is the best beer.
I agree.
I do too.
Absolutely.
I agree with me and you. So there you go. All right. Well, thanks to Jose listening over there on our audio feed. Thanks for everybody who watched on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, and obviously on Facebook there where we get most of our interaction. Share the show.
Yeah. Hey, Philip.
Let people know.
Philip just caught the end.
Hey, man, there's a
But
scroll button. Get back there and watch it.
It's okay if you caught the end, Philip. You can go back to the beginning.
Yep.
And watch it.
As I bring up the music a little bit, I'll remind you that available, you heard Dave Fougeron from Southern Star earlier in the show, who was our fabulous guest today. He has his own podcast now. This show also available on podcast anywhere finer podcasts are downloaded. So iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, any of those places.
You really got to go. You're really worried about work right now.
No, I'm just trying to fill up the time, but with the 10 seconds we have left. So for Kennedy, for Dave Fougeron, I'm Josh. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next Thursday on Liquid Lunch.
Production.